Come on in, welcome to my home. Today we are going to talk about planning, but we're going to talk about it in a different way. We're going to talk about it in the way that I think most people have a problem with. And that is, well, we don't plan. I mean, let's be honest. You decide you're going to start a project, and what do? The day you're going to do the project, you jump into it, and you open up the package, or whatever you're going to do, and you read the directions. And that's your first problem. Because here's the thing. From what I've been reading, most people overestimate their abilities to do a project, and then underestimate the amount of time that it would take to do the project at those abilities. That's a huge problem. So I mean, if you already don't have the ability to do a project at that time frame, so imagine what's going to happen. So you're going to have to add in extra time because your abilities just aren't there. Then you're going to add in extra time because, well, you didn't think about how long it really is going to take. But there are a couple other things. Alright, one of the big things that you're going to have to think about is the fact that, hey, you might not have the tools that you need to do a project. So what's the best thing to do? Well, first thing to do is research and or read the instructions on how to do the project. I have watched literally hundreds of YouTubers, hundreds of videos where people start a project and they have no idea how they're going to do it, how to even do the project. And it's just like, well, wait. Why are you doing a project, jumping into it, and you have no idea what you're going to do? I mean, sure, that makes for really good content, but it also gives the idea that it's a good idea to jump into a project without the slightest clue what's going on, and it's not. You could find out that you don't have the ability to do the project without doing some research. So whenever I start a project, the first thing that I like to do is do research into the project, see what it involves, what things I'm going to need, because that's another big thing, and then see about how much time it usually takes for somebody to do it. Now, if I'm doing something like, I'm going to build the shelving unit that comes with instructions, I will read the instructions. And nowadays, usually the instructions come with, here are all the tools that you need. And a lot of times the unit itself comes with the tools. But if not, it will list off all the tools that I'm going to need, and that's another thing. If you do not have the tools that you need for a project, it's going to take longer, or it's going to absolutely be impossible to do. I know, because I've done this. I've tried to do projects without the right tools, and guess what? It didn't work. It didn't work whatsoever, and that's a huge issue. So improvising, and that's going to take up more time, so then my project is going to run even longer. So once I have researched it, and once I've tried to figure out all the instructions that I need to have, then I do the mise en place. And in case you're wondering what mise en place is, it's a cooking term, which, yes, those of you who are French and are like yelling at your screen going, that's not how you say it. I apologize. But the big thing to remember is the fact that sometimes let me rephrase this. All the time, it is good to have the tools that you are going to need laid out in a way that you're going to be able to use them before you start the project. That can also mean, especially for something like I do, like doing these videos, I need to charge up all of my batteries, all of the things that I'm possibly going to need to do my project the night before, so that I don't have to worry about, the battery went dead. Yeah, I don't have to worry about the battery going to dead if I plan ahead. That's another big thing. When you do things and you gather up all of your stuff and you lay it out in a way that makes sense. One of my big issues with people are the people who stack stuff. Alright, one of the big things is the fact that when you lay out all of your things that you're going to need, group them together in a way that makes sense. So if it's nails and screws and all those things, they're all together, and then put your tools in spots where you can actually get to them. The stacking thing, oh my gosh, it drives me absolutely crazy. Stacking is where you put stuff that you're going to use on top of other stuff that you're going to use. Then you have to, if you're building a shelving unit and you have your screws and everything on a shelf that you're going to have to use, you're going to have to take all those screws off of that shelf. Yeah, it happens a lot with like stuff in your kitchen. A lot of people like to stack things up on their shelves, and it's not bad if the things are the same. You can stack plates, no problem, because you can grab the top plate and go. But if you need a plate and your bowls are stacked on top of it, you're going to have to remove the bowls, then get the plate, and that's going to add extra time. That to me drives me absolutely insane. And I mean absolutely insane. I truly, truly, truly hate that. So whenever I'm doing a project, I try to make sure that everything is out where I need it, and that way it saves me time. So when you do that, does it really help? Well, yeah. Yeah, it helps a lot. When you have everything that you need laid out in a way that you can actually easily get to it, it saves so much time. So if I have all of my stuff charged up, everything laid out, everything ready to go, what's the next thing that I need? I need space. I don't need just space to lay out everything, but I need space to do the project. And sometimes laying out everything will take up all the space that I have. So what can I do about that? Well, I can try to lay things out in a place that, would make more sense. Is that always convenient? No. Is that always possible? No. But you try to adapt for what you have. But you're saying, but how does this work with planning? When you are planning an event or planning a trip or planning whatever thing you're going to do, you want to make sure that you have all of your tools. You want to lay out enough time, enough time to get all the tools, get all the stuff that you need put together, enough time to lay it all out, enough time to do the project, and the bigger one, enough time to clean up all the stuff that you've done to do your thing. So if you're just looking at doing the dishes for the day, you gather up all of your stuff, you do the dishes, you then let the dishes dry, put them in the dishwasher, let them dry, let them wash, then put them away. Include the put them away part. I have talked to so many people who are like, I hate doing laundry because it's easy to get the laundry into the washing machine and then get it washed, but I never put it away. Work that in. Work that into your schedule. I don't consider laundry done until it's put away. And oddly enough, I actually like to do laundry because I think it's fun because it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And once it's all put away, then my laundry is done. And that thing can be checked off my list. And having stuff that you can check off of a list, that's good planning because it makes you feel accomplished. It makes you say, hey, I'm ready to go on to the next project. Now, a lot of times you have projects that overlap. Yes, it would be really great to be able to do one project at a time. That rarely ever happens. You have to do projects concurrently. Is that the right word? I think it is. What happens in that is, especially for like me, since I'm filming these videos in my house, let's say I'm going to run the dishwasher. Well, that's really great, but the dishwasher is in my kitchen, and my kitchen is open up to my dining room and living room, which means I can't record in the dining room and living room. In fact, the dishwasher is kind of loud enough that you could hear it through everything. So when I have to do things like run the dishwasher or do the washing machine or do the laundry, I have to block that time out, and that's what I do. I block that time out. You'll notice that a lot of times my house looks like it's clean and put together. It's not. I know that these videos are coming up, so I make sure that the area that we are in looks at least semi-clean and put together. That's part of my planning. I plan that time in to clean it up. I plan that time in just like doing this video. I knew what time I'd be recording this video. In case you're wondering, part of this is doing the things when you can. Because today's date, I do believe, is the 19th of December, even though this is going up in January. I think it's going up in January. I'm pretty certain it's going up in January. Simply because I need some time off. I include that in my planning. You need to include your me time in your planning. That's one thing I did not do when I first started doing YouTube. At one point, I was doing a video a day. I think I had 4 channels, different channels. And then I was like, no, that's way too much. Way too much. So I cut it down so that I was doing one video on this channel a week, my vlog, and then a short. Well, even that began to be too much because I never had time off. I would do the videos over the weekend. I'd talk to the camera over the weekend. So then I was like, nope. In my planning, in my thing that I do, I need to plan for me time. So what I have done now, and this is what you're going to notice on this channel a lot, is that I have switched. My main video will be now on Wednesdays. Wednesdays, we will upload the main video. I can do all those things, like respond to comments, that sort of thing, promote the video. Then on Friday, you'll get a short. So the shorts go up on Friday, and then the weekend is mine. I don't have to worry about doing things. I can have time off because one of the big things about planning something, doing something, is to have that rest period in between whatever it is that you're planning and doing. Sometimes you just need that rest period to just rest. Does that rest period include, reflecting back on what went well with your project and what didn't? No, it doesn't. You need to plan that out. Your project needs to have a wrap-up. Every project needs to have a wrap-up. Is your wrap-up cleaning up? No. No, it's not. Cleaning up is its own part of the project. Your wrap-up is just looking at what went well, what didn't go well, and giving yourself time to do that. How will you know how much time you need? As you do more and more projects, you will figure this out. You will be able to look at something and say, well, I did something similar to this, so I can estimate that it will take this amount of time. Then usually add like 10 to 20% extra time simply because that's the way things go. But if you do that and you plan like that, so that way you have time for research, time for gathering up all of your tools, time for laying out all of your stuff, time for doing all the stuff, time for cleaning up all your stuff, and then time to make sure that everything went well. The next time you do a project and it's something similar, you will be able to say, hey, look, I did this project which was almost like this in this amount of time. I know that this time, this project, which is almost like that one, will only take this amount of time. You will have some idea. And also, you might have some more tools. Because if you get the tools that you need to do the project, it will actually help you going forward. One of the things that you'll probably notice is I have a new camera. Why do I have a new camera? Because it makes my life a little easier. It gives me the ability to do this. Did you see? I moved and it was like having a camera person. Yeah, I can now move during the videos because it makes my life easier. So tools that can make your life easier will do that. It will make your life easier. The right tools, the right planning, the right everything. So that's what I'm going to say. When it comes to planning, really think about it. Sit there and really plan. Be honest. Don't try to overestimate. Don't try to say, well, yeah, it's not like your GPS, which tells you you can get there in an hour and 10 minutes and only takes you an hour and 5. Well, that's great, but that's because they're giving you that extra time. Don't expect that extra time to always work, because guess what? I live in a spot where like orange barrels are like our national flower. So yeah, they're going to come up, they're going to pop up, and it's going to cut into my time to do things. And always expect the unexpected. Always expect that. Well, I hope that helped with your planning. I hope you do something with that so that as you're doing your planning for the year, you're getting ready, you're planning early, plan really early. You think about those things. And I hope that helps. I'd like to take this time to thank these wonderful people who help make this channel possible and give me the chance to plan things out. If you'd like to become part of the Patreon family or part of the channel members, just click that link. It can take you to that. Or you could actually subscribe and share this video with your friends, and so that they can help plan things out and you can do a better job at planning. Let me know down in the comments how you do with your planning, and I hope I get to see you again the next time you stop by.